I mean, I got Fenrir, like, I can't see. I just broke my monitor! I just broke my monitor! Because this shit game f***ing sucks! Yep, Horsey pushes the other side. I think I broke my hand.
From making Pro League 4 separate times with a .9 KD, being the worst rated pro in the world, having multiple controversies, to eventually getting kicked off his team and retiring, making him one of the worst professional Rainbow Six players of all time. DripBoolin is one of the most controversial players that Rainbow Six Siege has ever seen, but is he really that toxic, or is he just misunderstood? This is the rise and fall of Yardy. Subscribe as I'm trying to go full-time making content. Adam DripBoolin Kaladkin was born on June 29, 2000 in the United States. Growing up in the US, a lot of kids would play video games at a very early age. It's hard to pinpoint exactly when Yardy started playing video games, but in high school, Adam's life would change forever. A new game was released that would come out as a new tactical shooter by Ubisoft. This game would obviously be Rainbow Six Siege, and although R6 early on was not that popular, its gameplay simply couldn't be replicated. It finally started to get extremely popular all the way back in 2018, and Adam was instantly hooked, playing Siege on console with his friends and having a blast. At this point, Yardy was just playing the game casually and having fun with it, but working at his job in Publix, he would start watching Pro League on his phone. This would then lead him to get inspired to want and try to become a pro.
I was working at a grocery store called Publix, and I was bagging. And I remember watching Pro League, and I saw a couple players, and a couple plays have always stuck in my mind. Like, there are a couple plays that I watched, and it got me so invested into trying to go pro.
But something about R6 Pro League that you had to remember is that you need to be 18 to compete, and you need a PC, because you can only play at the highest level with a mouse and keyboard, unless of course you're stomping. Yardy was only 17 at the time, and still was a broke high school kid, so he couldn't afford to buy a computer. He then went on to graduate high school, and saved up enough money to buy a PC. This was a big purchase for him. The whole entire reason he bought a computer was to make the switch from console to PC to chase his dreams of becoming a pro.
I was like, I want to compete. I want to play, because I was just playing on console back then casually. I was 17. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have money to get a computer. I didn't have anything. I was just a high school kid. So I graduate high school, and with that money, I salvage up, I save, and I buy a computer. And my sole purpose buying that computer was I wanted to make enough money back to make it a worthy investment, and I wanted to go pro.
He knew how good he was at the game, and on top of this, some of his friends were already switching over to PC to take the game more seriously. He would slowly start to meet some more people on PC when he met some pretty important people. One of those players was Rexon. Him and Rexon would have very similar interests in wanting to go pro, so that's exactly what they tried doing. They formed 92 Dream Team. Yardy and his new team went on to try out for Challenger League. Basically, if you don't know, there are different tiers for a lot of esports, including Siege. The tiers work like this. T4 is semi-amateur, so think of the top ranked players who would probably make up most of this tier. Then there's T3, which is an amateur player. Right before considering yourself a semi-pro in tier 2. If you played well enough, you would get called up to tier 1, which is Pro League or a professional player. Think of it like the minor leagues in baseball. So Yardy at this point was on a T3 team, trying to become a tier 2 semi-pro. 92 Dream Team went on to do something incredible. They would go on to win the tournament to qualify for Challenger League, going 24-0 in the qualifiers without dropping a single map. Yardy at this time was 18 years old, world, and this was just 7 months after he switched to PC. So in just 7 months after switching, he was already contending at a high level, which is an insane achievement for anyone. But 92 Dream Team still had to perform in actual tier 2 competition, which usually takes a while for teams to get good. But this team was special, going on to not only do good enough to get first place in Challenger League, but to dominate.
There as well, as Super will fall, and yet another goes down. You're batting for gold as best as you can. Neptunes will take one along with Goddess. Goddess will take some damage, finished off, and it's all up to Neptunes in a 1v3, Plant going down. He'll take one body out, but it's all up to Drip and Doodle, the two best players on this team so far. C4 gets tossed, but it will be too late. Doesn't collect one, but grab your kill, Neptunes. One of the hardest parts of this site is being able to retake. You know you don't have very much. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, 4 gentlemen and Thomas coming back to Pro League. Change your Twitter bios. You done it, lads. You got the gold. The 92 Dream Team. They're your champions.
With winning all of Challenger League, the team had been promoted to Pro League, making them an official Tier 1 team. Also with this, the team had received $10,000 in winnings, and Yardy was starting to feel like his dream was coming true. Finally, all his hard work and determination was starting to pay off. This would be the first time he would actually go to a LAN event to play Siege. He would play against the people that he looked up to, and finally was able to experience being a pro.
Less than a year after I bought my computer, I officially was competing in my first Pro League event. I had competed against teams like Team Liquid, and you know, this may sound corny and whatnot, but when you compete against people like Neskin and Palu, like the greats of your game, and you actually like compete against them in a LAN environment, it's an unbelievable feeling. It's almost like an I made it feeling, and I want to keep doing this.
But this dream wouldn't last very long, as the 92 Dream Team would place 9th in the tournament, leading them to completely disband the roster. Everything Yardy had worked so hard for up to this point had just been put up in flames. But that wasn't the only reason 92 Dream Team had dropped Yardy. During Yardy's time at 92 Dream Team, some clips of his past actions had been resurfaced. And let's just say there were certain things that he said that are very frowned upon, leading Adam to release an apology on Reddit owning up to his actions. Now this response was pretty mixed, as some people in the community were forgiving of his past while others frowned upon it. Forever after this, Yardy would be labeled toxic, and it's pretty easy as to see why. These clips are mostly scrubbed from the internet, but this wouldn't be the last time Yardy would be in controversy. Next thing you know, Yardy went all the way down to Tier 3, but with this comp experience he gathered at the LAN event, he knew he was too good to be in Tier 3 and tried out for a new team. This team was Disrupt. Disrupt at the time was in Pro League, so it was a big deal if Yardy could make the team. He tried out and ultimately got the spot, but things quickly went south again. He had gotten dropped 2 days before he was supposed to move to Las Vegas to play with the team. He hadn't even got a chance to play a Pro League game. Yardy had grown up in a traditional household, with his dad having little knowledge of how video games actually worked and how someone could make an online living from that. And he now had to explain to his dad, who was already skeptical, that he had just gotten dropped. He also just had turned 19 and had wanted to go full time trying to become a pro. Yardy was broken.
Before this happened, before I got dropped, and I said, I want to drop out for my summer classes. I really want to focus on Siege. You know, I'm getting paid my first ever Pro League salary. It's pretty fine salary for an 18, 19-year-old kid. I'm doing really well. He said fine, and a week later I have to call him in my room and say, you know, I just got a call from Cashflow, who's the GM, and he said, you're done, you're dropped. So that may have been the most embarrassing moment of my life, because I had parents that didn't really understand professional gaming, so it just seemed like I was bluffing at this point, almost lying to them. You know, I've mentioned I've come close so many times, and I really sat down in my bed for the first time in a while, and I just broke down crying, because again, it was another setback. And I knew at that moment I was a good player. I knew that I had what it takes, to play professionally, to make money, to compete against these guys that I had been idolizing. I knew it, and genuinely on Disrupt, I felt like I was at my peak as a player. I was playing entry. I was, the fragger. I was an upcoming young player, and I was really excited to play. And I have never felt so upset over Siege in that point in my career until that moment. My dad talked to me, and he still seemed very skeptical about the whole thing. He said, "You're going to go to school. You're going to go to college. And you're gonna, you can still do this, blah, 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 or try to."
But Yardy was not going to give up. He knew that he was good enough to be in Pro League and wanted to prove everybody wrong. At this point, Yardy had the experience to team up with ex-Tier 1 players and decided to create a team known as Rent Free. They were at square one competing in Challenger League. This would be one of the most career-defining decisions that he would ever make, because this team was just too good, only dropping one map the entire season. Let's just say Rent Free was in the enemy team's heads rent free. I'm sorry. Am I the corniest guy alive? Be honest. Rent Free went on to win Challenger League and make Pro League, but was still not having played any Pro League games up until this point. Nothing was certain with Yardy until he was on that stage. The next thing that would happen would change Adam's life forever. There were talks about a new org coming and getting a spot in Pro League. This org was XSET, and it was a perfect time for Rent Free to come in and dominate everybody. The deal was done, and Rent Free was officially picked up on February 22nd, 2021. The XSET roster was created, and Yardy gets the call to pack up his things and move to a Las Vegas mansion to play Rainbow Six Siege professionally. He's finally achieved his dreams, but this glory was short-lived, as XSET in the very next season fell apart. XSET finished last place in the NAL, and the season was a disaster. Next thing you know, Yardy got dropped, and some things were happening behind the scenes.
I get dropped because it's the whole team against me. Everybody's protecting their jobs. I'm the only one who speaks up in what I believe in.
Egos clash, and especially when that team performs badly. It's hard when there's so much pressure to constantly perform the best. At this point, Yardy had been dropped from 3 professional teams, but he still thought he was good enough, and he decided to just go back home and reset. Doing this, he would meet someone that he would become really good friends with that happened to run a pretty small YouTube channel, Skittles. Yardy would start to become a regular on Skittles' channel and soon took the R6 community by storm. And it's easy to see as to why, because Yardy was just so entertaining.
Man, the video's up 15% in the last week.
Have you ever heard of these things?
The video
Fish,
always goes up, Fish. That's what I've been telling you. It's literally my bread and butter, man.
Fish, have you ever heard of this thing called the PS5 and the Xbox? So they basically have this thing inside them called a processor. And that processor is made by NVIDIA. You fucking moron.
No, it's not. It's AMD graphics on the Xbox.
No, it's not. Are you fucking stupid? Both of them have an NVIDIA chip inside, you stupid bitch.
I have my own. I literally have invented it. Like, are you stupid?
Before insertion.
You invented the Xbox?
Yes.
You invented
Wow.
coronavirus.
I'm an angry little kitty. I'm Clorox.
Hey, Gomez, what do you use to lean? Your mountains?
Yeah.
I can't hear Gomez. Is he talking?
He said
Yeah. He said yes.
What do you say?
Yes.
I very clearly can't hear him if I ask Jolton, you dumb ogre.
But we already said yes, you dumbass.
You're what, Yardy?
You're an idiot.
I'm an ogre, like Shrek.
I killed 3 guys while you guys were talking about girls
How
and
many people are there?
sisters, bro. Shut up. Like,
Cry about it, Fish.
hey, quiet about it. Lose some weight. That
DripBoolin.
I can't hear that guy,
I
man.
will
I just
literally
can't hear
kill
him.
you anorexic. Lose some weight, lose some weight.
you
some
one
weight.
bullet. Shut up. If I put a cheeseburger in front of your face, you'd go crazy.
Yeah, and then I bench 225 after, you fucking skinny bastard.
You can bench all you want. Your head is still 50 pounds.
There's no physical cam. There's no physical
Head is not 50.
Hey, I'm on.
It was Yardy. It was Yardy.
Oh yeah, it's my fault you guys lost.
Why do you have to do
It's
this?
4-4, you
What are you
pessimistic. Shut the fuck up and play.
We were just up 4-2. Jordy, shut up, please.
You can't be up 4-2 in a ranked game.
It's a 4v2. It was a 4v2.
Okay, then blame your teammates.
No, I'm not blaming my teammates. They can't hear because you guys are just talking.
They can hear they fucking suck. There's a difference. Can I please play?
Bro, you're in 80th place and there's only 40 active members in FPL.
Okay, can I play? Please? I'm making my own stack.
Wow,
Kino,
Blanc.
join. Actually, I'm joining Kino.
Are you playing CS?
Yeah, I'm hopping on.
Who's playing CS? Who's playing CS?
Me,
I am. Me and Fish so far.
Jolton.
I mean, Diaz.
Kino, queue us up.
I'm not playing it with you, Yardy.
Other players also became regulars on Skittles' channel, and they would all play ranked, creating amazing content together. Skittles was fun to watch because it showed a different side of pro players just goofing around in ranked, but it didn't come without its controversies. Although Yardy was slowly growing through Skittles, posting about them playing together, some people didn't like all the jokes that were being said. And with the history of his past, trying to prove to people that he's a changed person, it was not a good look. On top of the jokes, people also just thought that he was cocky and not actually good enough to be a professional. He didn't really come off as very likable in Skittles videos, and clearly had an ego, even though he didn't really seem like the best player.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank God.
Drop down yellow.
Yo, watch it.
There's a nomad on it. There's a nomad on it. You can watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
I'm dead.
Yardy.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Because the air jab kept him in. This guy can't place a fucking air jab. That's not how you
Bro.
place the air jab.
I placed the air jab how everybody places an air jab.
It's an air jab. It's fine. It did its job.
No, you place the air jab so he flies outside. You don't place the air jab so he stays inside.
No, it's on the door. It is outside on the door.
That's why you place it on the bottom right.
Oh my god.
I mean, just learn. I'm taking Nomad. You lost your Nomad.
Bro, like, why don't you just shoot him in the face?
I can't. He's in fucking side.
He's not inside. He's just on the concrete wall. You just have to repel more to the left.
No,
If you would just move to the left when he started running out, you would have killed him.
No, I wouldn't have.
Never mind.
Oh my god, can you pick yourself up?
No.
Friendly, last operator standing.
This is not good.
What
What is this guy doing?
10 seconds left. Diffuser is active.
my God.
Protected at all costs.
Nice.
There you go. Just don't peek and you win.
He's gonna shit on me. Dude, these kids are all cheating. Like, they're just so obviously cheating.
They're so dumb. There's a drone on you, Yardy. What are you doing?
No, my God.
Bro, how?
Oh shit.
What am I watching? What?
Nah, bro.
Yo, comes.
Just reloading.
It's gonna touch you. It's gonna touch you.
One friendly operator remaining.
Yardy. I think you downed the guy master, bro.
Oh my god.
All friendlies have been neutralized.
Yardy kept streaming and creating content, but still thought he could compete in Pro League. He still had some life left in him, and with the 6 invitational qualifiers coming up, Yardy wanted to give it one last shot. So he quickly formed a team. Without them even practicing, they would do extremely well in the qualifiers. So well that Yardy and his teammate Slasher would get a Pro League spot on a new team, Beast Coast. This was the best team that Adam would ever join, but like most of Yardy's career, this team would not do much. Yardy wanted to take that next step in his career, but ultimately never got the opportunity. During the 2022 NAL season, Beast Coast had finished 9th. In the last Pro League game that Yardy would ever play, he would lose to a team that was dead last, without a coach, and had no reason to even keep playing. Losing the game would mean that Beast Coast would not qualify for the next 6 invitational, meaning that Yardy's career was most likely over. But there's a side of Adam that most people don't know about, how passionate he truly was over the game.
We lost the game and I'm outside waiting for the shuttle, the bus, and Mark comes up to me, and Mark was the coach, and he's like, what do you feel right now? And I honestly didn't feel anything. I was so speechless and stunned, it hadn't hit me yet that I had missed out on the US major because we lost to a last place team playing with a coach. It didn't hit me. I was upset, but I just was more so stunned. Like, I was shell-shocked. That night, we went to the gym, me, Sweater, and Anthony, and they're walking in. I said, you guys go in. And I sit on the curb, and I started crying. And I have never cried so hard in my life. My nose started to bleed. I felt so sick and disappointed that I have never felt emotions like that, like such heartbreak and disappointment. And I look at it now, and I think that the fact I was able to feel such a way because of a video game and because of a you know, a hobby, what started as a hobby led me to a whole new life is a beautiful thing. I think the way I was able to feel that pain and the way it made me react was something that I'm thankful for, because I have never cared about anything in my life more until that you know, team, until Pro League. And that was such a low feeling, but then that feeling reminded me of the times when I felt like I was on top of the world.
With that, officially Yardy's career was over, at least for being a player. He went on to coach Mirage for the 2023 NAL season, and after finishing 7th, decided that it was time. On July 23rd, 2023, DripBoolin had officially retired from Pro League. This was an end of an era. The reactions, of course, were mixed. Some people trolled him. Actually, the majority of people trolled him, but some people were sad to see him go. It always sucks to see when anyone leaves, especially when they have a good personality. Pros at any esport are mostly just nerds who don't talk that talk. The problem with Yardy is that he talked that talk, but could not walk. Throughout his time while playing with Skittles and in Pro League, Yardy had been posting a little on YouTube and had been streaming on Twitch, but he never really took it seriously. Now, with nothing on his plate, he finally did start something that he would quickly find success in doing, and that was TikTok. Adam would start regularly posting on TikTok all types of content, and was pretty entertaining as well as informative. He would show people tips and tricks and keep people up to date on everything going on in R6. His comments would start trolling him, calling him Oryx, and using his 0.9 KD as jokes, which are, I'll admit, pretty funny. I definitely don't know anything about having a 0.9 KD either. Adam had gained over 191,000 followers on his TikTok page, and also runs another small TikTok page reviewing men's colognes, AS fragrances. Yardy, or Adam, or DripBoolin, whatever you want to call him, was one of the most controversial players that Siege has ever seen. No matter what you think about him, you can't deny that he gave people a reason to watch, something that the current Pro League severely lacks. He was a personality, whether you thought he deserved to be in Pro League or not. If you guys did enjoy, subscribe, as this video took me forever to make. I'm out.